Hello. I always do my hair. Anyways, so I'm just gonna talk today. That's what I do every day. So I started sharing these videos a couple months ago. I've been writing stuff for the past 8 or 10 years. I have. So what this all started was a little bit of testimony, I guess. I grew up in church, had the whole typical falling away or just not going after God experience, and then felt the calling back, and I just always fought it, and uh, so again, not saying God did this, but so in 2001, I was in a really severe car accident, and I was in a coma for like 6 weeks, and then had to learn to walk again and all that stuff. I was in the hospital for a total of about 3.5 or 4 months. Didn't start walking until a week before I left. Anyways, while I was raised in church, so my heart was always towards God. I may have not acted like it at all times, but I was always very conscious of God in my life, and so I had a lot of time to just lay there in bed because I couldn't walk, and just lay there in bed and pray, meditate, to just think about where I was in my life and how I got there. And so I just always had this, in church you have this feeling that you have to earn God's blessing, that you have to do everything right. But then I started reading the Bible, and the first verse that really stood out to me was 2 Peter 1:3, and that says that God has given me all things pertaining to life and godliness. And that's because, and verse 4 says that it's based on His honor and virtue or something like that. It's based on Him. It's not based on what I do. So I was flabbergasted, not flabbergasted. I was like taken back by that. I was like, so if I have all this stuff that God's given me, what am I trying to earn? So it wasn't. And then I read that it's faith and patience that inherits the promises. So while there may be some experiences where God instantly does things, and you just instantly stop doing drugs, or instantly stop drinking, you instantly get up and walk, your finger instantly grows back, most of the time it's faith and patience. And because the reason why it takes patience is because in that patience you learn endurance. You learn all the things you need to. You learn all the things you need in life through that patience. And so that started my slow recovery. And I guess, when I say slow, I guess it's an opinion, but my recovery it's been frustrating. It's always been frustrating, but and I still have things that I deal with that other people probably don't know. Just way that I feel, and just different. Anyways, so where was I going with that? So I have all things pertaining to life and godliness, and it's faith and patience that works it out, that inherits the promises. It's everything that God's promised to me takes faith and patience. It's a process, just like faith is a process. Start out with a measure of faith, and you have to grow it into a faith without measure, and that's all done by God, because God gives the increase. No matter what I do, it's up to God to provide me the increase. So where's I going with that? So this has just been what I've been writing for the past 10 years and talking about for the past few months. Has just been years of just verses that I read. I hear it one way, and then I read the verse, or read what they're talking about from the pulpit, and it totally doesn't match up with what I've been taught. And so I just started questioning the Bible, and it's not questioning as in the authority of Christ and whether He came, died for our sins and all that stuff, but just questioning the way that things have been taught to us. And so it's the in my opinion, based on what I read in the Bible, church is set up, it's based on the way that the American society has ran, that you have to work. You are rewarded when you work. It's which is all true, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but you have to you have to earn faith, you have to earn your blessing, you have to pray to receive, you have to do all this stuff, and all that stuff is true, but it's just, you have to just look at it a little differently. It's not it's not him doing stuff because we perform correctly. It's because he's already done stuff, and we perform correctly, it's then brought upon us. We believe to receive. And so I feel like that's, although it's taught in church, I don't think it's understood correctly. And so, but it's not God up there. It's not like a jackpot God where you like pull on the handle and like, oh, I got all sevens. Oh, right, yes, I did something right. It's already sevens. You just have to make sure you have the right bucket to hold all that money. So that's just where I think I'm going, what I had to say today. Hopefully it spoke to somebody, but you're not working to earn from God, because God's already earned it for you. You work and it's given to you. You believe to receive. You don't receive it and then believe it. And the great example of that is Abraham. Abraham was before the law. So Abraham did a bunch of crazy things. He gave his wife to a king. He slept with his wife's servant. He did a bunch of stuff. But God didn't say anything about that stuff. He just counted it righteous because Abraham believed what God said he was going to do, regardless of what his body told him. So you have to believe what God says despite what your body tells you, and that's how you inherit the promises of God. All right, have a good day.